Because, like, the sun is out and it's taunting you, but then you step outside and you're just like, no. And
Yeah.
then you stay inside just longingly looking at the sun, being
Yeah.
like, I want to be in you, but I can't.
Okay.
I want to be in the sun.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about, Hannah.
What I said makes perfect sense.
It does.
I've been
reading too much
reading
heated
too much
rivalry.
heated rivalry fan fiction.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by three grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie. And I come to you today having survived the superstorm implosion
Oh.
because I am evil and volunteered as tribute.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Really just
The
gotta wrap your head around
superstorm
that one.
Implosion.
Yep.
So is it like a black hole folding in on itself? Is
And
that
Yeah.
Guess
that's
the
what I'm
only
envisioning?
Yeah, and the only safe place is actually right in the middle. That's why
Yeah.
I
It's like
a
volunteered
hurricane,
as
but-
tribute.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm envisioning, is like a hurricane like folding in on itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, creating like
a hurricane
suction into
singularity.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But there's the eye of it, and I was fine there. I do,
That's good for
I'm
you.
building a whole world building around this because I'm like, oh yeah,
my
I'm
God.
evil, so I volunteered as tribute but didn't tell anyone that meant that I was going to survive, because
Mhm.
I guess they had to sacrifice me to the storm.
Yeah, so you're evil because you volunteered to be the human sacrifice, and then we're like, haha.
Yeah, and
No.
so the implication here by Hunger Games rules
Uh-huh.
is that someone else was already the tribute and I'm evil. And so I was like, don't worry, I'll be tribute. And then they died and I lived because I was the tribute in the middle of the superstorm implosion.
That is pretty
Boy.
evil.
You know, it
Mhm.
is pretty evil.
It's pretty
You
evil.
think
What a turn
about
of
it.
events.
Yeah. Maybe it even goes past that. Maybe I told everyone that there has to be a tribute, knowing that it meant only I would survive.
Oh my God.
That's
Wow.
cutthroat.
I'm pretty evil if you think about it.
Pretty evil.
I'm pretty evil in this story I've written about myself. Yep, that's me. That's how I got here today. Don't know how you guys got here because I was volunteered as tribute.
Ugh.
But who are you and how did you get here?
My name's Sam, and I survived the cosmic vampires because I am so funny and hold a grudge.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're just
I
Wow,
the
don't
you're
remember
me
if we'd
today.
had cosmic vampires before, but
Even if
It's
we have,
still
I think
good.
they're, it's worth
Yeah.
having them
Yeah.
again.
It is worth having
survived them
again.
Mm-hmm.
I think we
Vampires
should
in
always
space. Has
have
anyone
them.
written a book about vampires in space?
Mm-hmm.
Someone has to have,
Surely.
right?
I mean, I'm thinking about
Vampires
necromancers
in-
in space, but no, you're the one who's read all the
There's-
vampire books.
I know.
It's true. There's a book from 1976 called The Space Vampires.
Wow, someone's done it.
Oh, they're they're
That's
energy vampires
promising.
though. They're not like blood-sucking vampires. Boo.
No, I want blood.
I want blood-sucking
suckers.
vampires.
Yeah.
Okay, I did find a Reddit thread called Space Vampires, period. They put
Yeah.
a
Alright.
period in their title.
Much like the bottom of the ocean, I think vampires would do really well in space,
Definitely
really-
a Twilight vampire.
Yeah, we didn't really explore space because none of us really care about it when we were talking about the benefits of being a vampire, but you could just get
You
tossed up
could.
there.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming diamonds don't get crushed in the vacuum of space, but I guess I don't know that for sure.
If tardigrades survive.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they put things that are less hard than diamonds on, like, satellites and put them in space.
Although, do we know if tardigrades are not harder than diamonds? Where do tardigrades fall on
Someone
the most
might know,
hardness scale?
but I don't.
I don't.
What is harder, a tardigrade
calling
or
my
a
brother.
diamond? Yeah, I'm like,
He'll
I'm
know.
calling my sister-in-law. She
Yeah.
knows about space.
Yeah.
All I'm thinking about is in Star Trek. One of the newer series. I started watching it. It was a few years back now, but
Uh-huh.
there's a giant. I think it was like a space traveling tardigrade. Like it was
Whoa.
giant.
Whoa.
So I'm assuming if Star Trek
A
put
tardigrade.
tardigrade,
Yeah.
it can survive space. Star Trek
Yeah.
does. I think they do attempt to like do things right.
Yeah,
That's why my dad loves the show so much. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna trust Star Trek.
I believe that they
Yeah.
do a quick Google, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. Wow. Where's the Star Trek about space vampires, though, you know?
I ask you.
I ask you every day. If Star Trek hasn't done it, is it even worth doing?
No,
Yes,
I'm trying to think if
probably.
they did do it,
Yeah.
but I don't think they have. But
Star
again,
Trek space.
I haven't seen a
Something
lot
was
of Star
telling me
Trek.
that Doctor Who has done space vampires.
That checks.
You know, but I think it's more like alien vampires.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing as cosmic vampires? Who knows?
There's a salt-sucking vampire in one of the original series Star Trek episodes,
Good.
allegedly.
Good.
It sucks your salt.
Yeah. Great. Anyway,
Anyway.
we're off track. Somebody write the
Wow.
space cosmic
So fast.
vampire book so that we don't have to.
Yeah, we'll biologize it.
Yeah.
Write the cosmic vampire book, and then we'll read it on
And
this
we'll tear it
podcast.
apart for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll give you so much shit for it.
Yeah. Who's the last one?
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I'm here today because I am also from space.
Oh.
I, in fact, survived the cosmic Sharknado because I am sleepy and wet.
So you
Damn
slept
you.
through it
Yeah.
in like a damp
I was in it.
cave.
Sounds like you barely survived it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to watch Sharknado once, and I lasted 15 minutes, so I
Wow.
don't actually remember the composition of the NATO.
'Cause
Is
was
it a
too
water
good.
NATO?
Yeah.
Like, that
I've
the
never
sharks are
seen
in?
it.
Obviously, it's
also
a
me.
water NATO. That's why they're still alive when they come raining down
Well,
on
I don't know.
California.
You know how when you are driving drunk and you get in a car crash, you're more likely to survive because you're just, like, really lax because you're drunk?
Don't know that, but okay.
It's like a thing that, yeah. Drunk drivers often survive because they don't tense
Oh,
before they get in a car crash,
sure.
Oh,
Which-
interesting.
is probably similar to how your body is when you're asleep. So I bet I didn't get crushed by the Sharknado because I was asleep when it picked me up, and I was just, like, limp, so I didn't hurt myself.
I assumed that you were sleepy because you stayed up to get out of the Sharknado.
Oh, maybe. That
You
would
know?
make more sense than my nonsense.
Yeah, it makes way more sense.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I do think, not to do too many spoilers of the Sharknado movie franchise, but I do think
Oh,
they
God.
do a space NATO, Sharknado.
That sounds like something that they would do, yes.
Well, the fourth one was called The Fourth Awakens. So I think
no, it
might.
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It was.
Stop this.
It was.
Stop this right now.
They named their movies so well.
Oh,
There was
God.
Sharknado, and then there was Sharknado, the second one. That's the title. There was Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No. Then there was The Fourth Awakens. Sharknado 5 was Global Swarming, obviously.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Anyway. 6, I guess I have to finish it off. The 6th
Yeah.
was called The Last
There's more?
Sharknado. It's about time. There's time travel in it.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, boy.
I distinctly remember there's a scene where Hoffman, who's that guy?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
That
the
guy?
actor, not Dustin Hoffman. I'm getting confused. David Hasselhoff. That's who it is. You understand my confusion. There is a scene of David Hasselhoff on the moon in one of these movies. I don't really
Why?
remember why or
Is that... What the fuck?
don't worry about it. But anyway, back to your
I'm
thing.
trying not to. Can we just not?
Back to your thing.
We can skip my thing. It's fine.
Did you know
Let's
the
move
main
on.
character in Sharknado
Let's
is
move
called
on.
Finn?
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you survived.
I'm regretting it at the moment.
There's a spin-off called Lava Lantula. Anyway, the reason we've survived apocalypses such as cosmic Sharknadoes. Oh my god, Sharknado, Heart of Sharkness. I'm on the Wikipedia page now. What are these names? Okay.
Sophie,
The
stop.
reason we've survived all of these disasters and or apocalypses is, of course, because we're reading the dystopian post-apocalypse book. What is it called again? Heart of Sharkness, I think. No.
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games by
Hunger Shark.
Suzanne Collins.
Shark Heart. Oh my god.
Sharknado 7, The Hunger Games.
7 hungry.
By Suzanne
7
Collins.
games.
And Hannah's going to tell us what happened in it.
Yeah, I am.
Great.
Okay, welcome to chapter 12. Katniss is strapped into her tree, eavesdropping on PETA and the career tributes, and absolutely seething at this betrayal once again from PETA. But she's not so pissed off that she can't put on a nice little performance of skill for the cameras the next morning, and she spends day 2 of the games eating a rabbit that she snared and searching desperately for water. The dehydration almost kills her until she remembers that Haymitch can surely send her water through her sponsors that she surely has. But he hasn't done that, and there must be a reason. So somehow, Katniss correctly surmises that this means that there must be a source of water nearby, and lo and behold, by the afternoon of the 3rd day of the Hunger Games, she finds a pond. Katniss has just resolved to stay near this pond for the next day to recover, and has gone to bed in a tree, when she wakes up to a giant forest fire, and it ends.
Wow.
Sophie sent a photo in our chat. What the hell is this?
There's a sequel to Lavalantula called Two Lava, Two Lantula.
Did you listen to Hannah's summary at all?
I
She
read
did
the
not.
book, so it's fine.
Much how I feel right now about
Yeah.
Sophie continuing to talk about Sharknado in our group chat. Katniss feels extremely betrayed
I think
by
you're
PETA.
I think you're spoiling the next chapter because you called the final sentence wildfire approaching her.
But
Yeah, well, she's in a forest
But
and there's a wall of fire.
there's a wall
I
of
made an
fire, so it has
inference.
to be.
Yeah, I didn't assume that.
Why
What
not?
did you assume then?
I don't
Hold
know. They
on.
have like superpowers. I assume they're doing the battle royale where they close the circle on you
Oh my god.
I mean, kind of.
with fire.
That's sort of what they're doing, but we're not at that part of the podcast yet.
True. Okay. Anyway, yeah, back to the beginning of the chapter. That's fine.
Yeah. Betrayal.
Betrayal.
Trail again.
I did have a little note about being like, wow, Katniss continues to feel betrayal from PETA
It's so funny.
over and over. What is this about? But I do continue to feel betrayed by
By me.
being roasted on this podcast and or being forced to hear about Sharknado.
Wow, you'll be roasted much like Katniss is at the end of this chapter.
Much like Katniss in the next chapter, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we've talked about this in previous episodes. I do just find it funny reading the book like this, how
Yeah.
much Katniss is like, and here it is, the greatest betrayal by PETA. Like over and over and over again.
Every
Like,
chapter.
this is it. He's betrayed me. It's like, he betrayed you 10 minutes ago when he looked at you on the battlefield.
But this is for the last time.
No,
This
but
one.
this is the
This
most
is the
betrayal.
final straw.
Yeah. Now I'll dance upon his grave.
The true betrayal is her own mind,
Yeah.
refusing to admit that she likes him, and then
Yeah.
hence feeling betrayed by him because she likes him. And so her brain is just
Yeah.
like, well, he keeps doing all this to mess with me. How dare he? But
Yeah.
really, she just.
I mean, I laugh, but it is also that she's like, well, I can't like him because
Yeah.
he's gonna die and I might have to kill him. So I'm
Yeah.
gotta keep falling into he's probably betraying me to be able to get
Yeah.
through the murder games. Yeah.
And at least this time, like, he
Fair.
has literally teamed up with her enemies. So she's like, I'm going to have to kill him myself. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah,
But also,
I guess.
yeah. But also within like an hour, she finds out that he hasn't revealed any of her secrets to them.
Yes, but he's waiting for the right moment.
Oh, yeah.
He has a master plan
Definitely.
to continue the betrayal.
To continue the betrayal, but later.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. He's cooking up something.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe he's cooking up to find you, Katniss.
Maybe he's cooking
right.
up to betray
Ever
them.
think of that?
Katniss.
Maybe
Yeah, like he
he's
could be
using them
betraying
as
someone else.
protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is injured, other than his hands, which Katniss did to
Yeah.
him. His face is bruised and swollen. There's a bloody bandage on his arm, and he's limping somewhat.
Like, I'm assuming he was moments away from getting got. And then he was like,
Right?
wait. I know how to beat the District 12 girl. Keep me alive and I'll help you. Right? Like, I'm assuming that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm also
Yeah, that
assuming
would make sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, but I don't know how she got that 11, guys. She's good at hunting with her hands, probably.
She's so fast.
She's like
she runs really fast.
She's so charismatic. You got to be careful
She's so
about her.
charming. Yeah. Yeah. She'll charm the pants right off you.
Yeah. She's really good at close-up combat.
Yes.
So make sure you stay far away from her. Yeah, but like within 60 to 100 feet.
But like, see?
whatever the range of a bow is. She's really bad at those.
He's not thinking betrayal. He's thinking,
Yeah.
I gotta get back to my girl.
He's a smart 13-and-a-half-year-old or however old he is.
He's 16.
16.
They're still 16.
Oh my god.
I was so confident he was 14, and that's why I said 13-and-a-half.
They've been 16 the whole time, both of them.
13-and-a-half. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's a moment of animals doing stuff. Should we talk about that?
Sure. What are the animals doing?
Wow. So the PETA goes to kill this other girl and then comes back. And then the career tributes and PETA move off. And then, wow, Katniss is in her tree when suddenly the birds fall silent. And then one gives a high-pitched warning call because the game makers have arrived to pick up the dead girl. And I just was like, wow, I wonder if I can figure out what bird that is.
I was literally gonna ask you, do you know what bird it is?
It's like, obviously, it's really hard not knowing where we are. To like,
yeah. But also, it's just like the one that they heard in District 12 when Gale and Katniss heard the Avox girl get caught.
Yeah.
And we know where that is.
Yeah. So, I feel like this validates that we're kind of close to District 12.
Uh-huh.
That maybe the games are, directly north of District 12 where it becomes the other biome like we were talking about last week.
Uh-huh.
And so for the bird, I mean, when you're talking about the most common birds in a forest that has been human impacted, it's probably like a lot of the birds you're going to see in your own backyard now. For like a high-pitched alarm call, the one that most fits that bill is probably like a robin, like an American robin, because they do this like very high-pitched like whistle almost.
Oh.
But of note is that chickadees are like usually the first line of defense for alarm bird calls. And I'm sure I've talked about this 3 or 4 times on the podcast before because I think it's the coolest thing ever, where there's like 50, it's been shown that like 50 species of bird listen to and like interpret chickadee alarm calls. So like, and react to them. So like a chickadee will give out its little like chickadee-dee-dee alarm call. And something I learned today that I didn't know before is that the number of D's is how bad it is.
Oh.
So like there was this researcher that was like walking around and a chickadee gave like an alarm call with like 3 D's, like chickadee-dee-dee, and then he played like a screech owl song and then there were 11 D's, okay?
Oh.
Oh.
That's cool. They were
And
like,
so
holy shit, guys.
they were like, wow, there is an owl. This guy had an owl under his coat. That's crazy. But yeah, so chickadees do their like chickadee dee dee, which is obviously not a high-pitched alarm call as described in the book. But
Mhm.
a lot of birds, when they're like really in danger, including chickadees, will make like a much shorter, like whistly noise that is usually written out as seat, like seat, that kind of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because it's so short and like high that it can't help like an owl or something triangulate on them. So if there's a
Oh.
predator like flying over that could like dive and get them immediately, they do like the really short one. And that's like a high-pitched alarm call. So I think it might be a chickadee alarm call, but it could also be a robin, is my conclusion here.
If only we had recorded this earlier, because I scared the shit out of a robin on my walk today by accident.
Yeah. And you could have recorded it.
I could have like noticed what sound it made. It like
Yeah.
saw me and did a whole like hoo-ah! And then it flew away
No.
very, very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, we just need Katniss to like do a bit more description of what happens after, because
Yeah.
blue jays will also do like a I wouldn't really call it high pitched, but they do like a pretty high alarm call. But that one draws other blue jays and corvids in to mob a predator.
Mm-hmm.
So if all the birds came flying in, then maybe it was a blue jay. But if all the birds leave, then it was probably a chickadee.
I like that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like the chickadee one in that like obviously this hovercraft is coming from above.
Yeah.
And if the like short high alarm call is this something might attack me from above call.
Yeah, right?
That is consistent.
Like honestly, whatever species it was, a lot of species will do the more like high frequency, shorter length calls. So that's accurate. It's accurate that whatever bird it was doing like a, oh shit, there is a large predator above. Fucking book it.
That's a good call.
Yeah. It is that the bird did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bird did it.
Yeah, that the bird
call.
did.
I
Yeah.
love that you can even get like close to an answer with like
Right?
that limited information that you had. It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
I'm sure that if they're pulling, birds from Europe and Asia in the last like 70 years or whatever, right? That maybe it's not just you're not just dealing with North American backyard birds, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
we could take a guess.
Yeah. Spoiler for later, I also tried to do this with something else and I failed completely.
Oh, I don't know that I succeeded very much, but yeah.
Well, I'm impressed that you got anywhere at all, frankly.
Yeah. Man.
Well done.
I mean, even if there were like invasive species also, this is another fun fact I learned today that I'm going to work it in, is that a lot of tropical species and species not overlapping with chickadees will react to a chickadee alarm call.
Huh?
So they've never met a chickadee in their life and they're like, he's making a good point. Let's go hide.
I mean, this I feel like supports all of the like middle grade animal fantasy books where all animals can talk to each other, they just can't talk to humans.
Yeah, exactly. All animals can talk to chickadees.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta write a book where chickadees are like the translator. Okay, that's no world building in the podcast.
The lingua franca of the natural world is chickadee.
Yeah,
I like it.
Did you Google that? Because the article that I'm looking at is chickadee alarm calls are a lingua franca of the bird world.
No, I just like that phrase. I never have a reason to use it.
Wow, so does this guy who wrote this article. Okay. Anyway,
it's actually me.
That's you.
That's my pen name.
Mark de Vaucase.
Yeah, that's my pen name.
Yeah, I knew it.
You found me.
I'm on to you. Time to look on AO3 under this name.
Wait, no.
Wait, no.
Wait, no.
Okay, anyway. Those are the birds.
Wow.
That was my bird deep dive.
That was a good
I appreciate your bird deep dive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works because Katniss is like, wow, I'll stay completely still.
Yeah, Katniss also speaks chickadee,
While this
turns out.
while this idiot dead girl is picked up into this
stupid
hovercraft.
Like, wow, no wonder.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I do think this chapter disproves my theory from the last time where I was like really riding on the fact that the game makers were delaying the canon to try to draw out the drama.
Oh, yeah.
But it turns out that
She just actually wasn't dead.
she just actually wasn't dead yet, and PETA had to go kill her.
Yeah.
So PETA has more kills than Katniss does
Yeah,
at this
I
time.
was thinking that.
So that's fine.
And then, like, the
Yeah.
rest of this chapter is just Katniss being delirious with thirst, you know?
Yeah, when I got to the end of the chapter, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
the whole thing was just Katniss desperately trying not to die of dehydration.
Yeah.
It really
Mhm.
just makes me never want to be dehydrated ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like thirsty on Wednesday because I went skiing and forgot to bring a water bottle. And I was like so thirsty and grumpy about it. And like my head hurt. And then I went home and drank some water and it was fine.
Yeah.
But like
Shit.
that was like a couple of hours of not having a
Yeah.
drink. If it was a couple of days, I would just turn into the world's biggest bitch, probably. It'd be
I-
so. What's the water equivalent of hangry?
Dying.
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 It's like thirsty has a different
Frangie?
connotation.
Yeah.
Ferengi? So Ferengi, you guys.
I
Or
think-
Angsty?
thirst angsty.
Thirsty.
Thirsty.
Yeah.
I think
I'm feeling thunger.
I think I think thirsty just implies anger already, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
I do want it
Goddamn water!
Yeah. I do want it noted that, like, granted, she's in arguably like a bit of a stressful situation, and she is doing like a big hike, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
she basically is almost passing out from dehydration after like 2 days, which makes
Mhm.
sense because I think a human like at rest is 3 days. You'll die without any water at all.
Mm-hmm.
My immediate thought was like that like house cats get all of the water they need, or like cats in theory get all of the water they need from the meat they consume. That's why house
Yeah.
cats have you have a really hard time getting them to get enough water because they're having like drier foods than their ancestors would in the wild. So I do just want it noted that like rabbit meat is like 74% water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering about this actually, though, so
Yeah.
this is good.
So I guess maybe she like wasn't really thinking about it because she's not used to like dealing with dehydration on her hunting. But I'm thinking about like when she goes out to hunt like in a single day because she knows where all her water sources are back at her home range. But
Yeah.
like she should have felt like pretty refreshed by eating the rabbit, and maybe it did. She just still felt thirsty because she was still, you know, kind of dehydrated. But I'm also just like, why didn't she just like drink the blood?
Oh, jeez.
You know, if you're that thirsty.
Isn't blood
Well-
kind of salty though? Like what?
I was gonna say, wouldn't that do the opposite?
I mean, I think like any
probably not that
liquid
salty.
is good.
Yeah.
But like, if you drink ocean water when you're thirsty, that isn't good.
Is worse. Right.
Yeah.
Like drinking your own urine is worse when you're really
Yeah, don't do
thirsty.
that.
Because like, I'm also like just wondering. Again, this could just be my own ignorance. Like, we probably don't have the same like mechanisms to take moisture from our food that like cats would, I'm assuming. Or like their physiology is probably adapted so that for that exact reason
Yeah.
to like take more like their intestines or whatever are probably like, oh yes, all the good stuff from the meats, whereas like ours, I feel like probably takes some, but probably it's not as efficient as a
Yeah.
cat's digestive system would be like my gut instinct. And like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like I read a lot of, like, not survival things, but, like, I've read a lot of books of people, like, having to survive.
And
I don't know,
cooking
I've
it
never heard of
doesn't help, you know?
well, yeah, and I was like and then she also like, yeah, like, eating it raw is gonna make it give you rabbit fever. I feel like drinking I'd never seen anything of drinking blood to save dehydration.
Yeah, probably not.
And I've read a lot of vampire
Cosmic
books. It's
vampire.
only the vampires.
Yeah.
It's just vampires, yeah.
I mean, like, I would happily love to be proven wrong and, like, clearly did not look it up at all.
Yeah. No, I do think you're right that it's probably the, like, salt content is bad, and the salt content of the muscle tissue probably also doesn't help, right?
Yeah, well, and she also ate half of one rabbit,
Yeah.
you know? Like, it probably doesn't have enough water within the meat to make much of a dent
Yeah.
after, like, a day and a half of drinking nothing at all.
Yeah, and I am happy to say that, like, and she maybe would have died faster from dehydration
Yeah.
than if she had eaten the rabbit, but
Than if
since she
yeah.
ate the rabbit, she lasted the other half day, you know?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I've got confirmation.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
It's from outdoorlife.com, which, you know, I
drinking
feel like if they
blood.
have that domain name, it's pretty,
Yeah.
like,
They go outside
anyways,
sometimes.
They wouldn't lie.
I don't think they'd lie. The 5 myths of dehydration, so things that will actually dehydrate you more than help you are 1, drinking urine, 2, drinking blood,
Ah.
3, sucking on a stone, 4,
Okay.
eating snow, and 5, eating food.
Eating snow dehydrates
Eating
you?
snow? I guess because
We all
it takes so
know
much
not to
energy.
eat yellow snow, but what about the white
Okay.
stuff?
Yeah,
It's
tell
cold
us.
enough for snow to be present, then it's cold enough for hypothermia. Since any
Oh.
volume of snow is mostly air, this means you need to eat about 10 quarts of snow to yield 1 quart of water in your belly.
Huh.
Forget about
Which
brain
would
freeze.
cool
Oh,
you
okay, so it's
down.
more like
Yeah, it would ruin your core temperature by the
Yeah.
time you
yeah.
had
So
enough
it
of it. I
takes
Okay,
guess.
so it
more
does say
water.
find a way to liquefy the snow outside your body, melt it with fire, and then place in a black container in the sun to absorb solar heat. Do anything other than eating it to melt it. So don't
That
eat it
makes sense.
like a snow cone,
Huh.
but like if you melt it,
Yeah.
yes.
Got it.
I almost ate snow off of this ski hill because I was feeling so thirsty, and now I'm glad I didn't, because I guess it wouldn't have
Yeah.
helped.
See, we've learned
Also, because it would have been
something.
embarrassing.
It would have killed you.
Okay, so for
I
the
would have
blood
died from being
one,
chirped.
Yeah.
this one says, sure, there's water and blood, but whose or what's blood are you planning to drink?
Ew.
Some of the traditional cattle cultures of Africa still consume cattle blood, often blended with milk, but this is done for protein and minerals rather than hydration. This technique allows you to eat a little bit of the cow, but keep the animal alive and relatively intact. Well, the consumption of turtle blood and other animal blood has helped to keep oceanic castaways alive. The risk doesn't usually justify the gain. Drinking the raw blood of any creature could result in the contraction of a pathogen, like a
Sure.
virus, for example.
Yeah,
Thanks.
but that'll kill you way slower.
Yeah, I think like in general, I mean, I I I feel like if you're in an emergency situation, like if I was in a survival
better
instinct
than
mode,
nothing, probably.
I could force myself to eat fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hate fish,
Yeah.
but morally, ethically too. There's like a whole thing. But anyways, but like if
Yeah.
I needed to, I'll eat that mahi that we caught off the side of a boat if we're stuck in the middle of the ocean.
I'll drink its blood.
Would you? I don't think I
I'll
could bring
catch that
myself to
turtle
do
and
it.
drink its blood if I'm a castaway in the middle of the ocean. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably
Oh
would.
man, I don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's easy to say from the comfort of my house and my tortilla
You'd
blanket,
die
but like I wouldn't do it.
instead?
I mean, I might.
You're right. There's no way I could catch a turtle. You know, I'm not like good at survival skills.
No,
neither.
same.
No. Anyway, I'm glad to know
Yeah.
that you shouldn't just drink blood to survive.
Yeah.
Whose blood are you drinking? I like that article. Don't
It's like, hold
bleed
on.
yourself to get liquid.
But this
Perpetual.
also is saying that yeah, even the rabbit wouldn't have helped her
Yeah.
because like by eating, you need moisture
Yeah.
to digest properly. So I think that I think it dehydrates you more if you're not drinking to resupplement the water
Right.
that's used to
Mm.
help get that rabbit through you. Hence
Yeah.
constipation when you're dehydrated.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I'm willing to be wrong on this. I didn't look up how eating works. I just looked up how much water does a rabbit have in it. So,
Listen, as someone who has to think about their own eating
yeah.
habits far too often,
My
yeah,
water
it just had I
Yeah.
had alarm bells in my head. I was
Yeah.
like,
My
"Bleh."
water habits reveal how little I have to worry about my own digestion. I don't know. So,
Whereas I'm didn't have
whereas
my chia
some
seed
other
yogurt
people,
today, and I'm like, oh no, we are different.
yeah,
That's
different
okay.
gut microbiomes for sure.
Yeah.
But this was actually fascinating.
Yeah.
I feel like we've learned something.
We have.
We've learned something. We've
Wow.
learned that you shouldn't
Don't drink
drink
blood.
blood.
Don't drink blood
If
to
you
survive.
want more liquid, you should eat your meat raw. But if you eat your meat raw, you might get a zoonotic disease like tularemia.
Or
Oh,
rabbit
or
fever, which I've
rabbit
never
fever.
heard of.
yeah.
No. Let me tell you about it. I looked it up.
Oh, please tell me. Can you
Yeah.
educate me?
What's
Yeah.
rabbit fever?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Wow. It's
Sam's so excited about rabbit fever.
wow.
No, I
We've all
actually
got
wasn't sure.
rabbit fever.
Listen, I should have looked this up myself, but I was curious if Suzanne Collins just made it up or not.
Yeah.
No, it's a real thing.
You're like, is this a
Okay.
post-apocalypse thing or what? No.
Yeah.
No, it's a thing. It occurs sometimes in the United States, but not as often in Canada. And it's a bacterial disease that causes fever and skin lesions and then all of the other stuff you get with a bacterial disease.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a minute to figure out why it's called rabbit fever, because the first several websites I looked at was yeah, it's, carried by ticks and flies or through contact with infected animals or water or aerosolized pathogens. It was okay.
Yeah.
So why, what does it have to
Yeah.
do with rabbits?
Why?
And apparently just rabbits are particularly susceptible to catching and transmitting it. And it
Oh.
is an issue if you're a hunter that you can get it because it is zoonotic. It can spread from an animal to a human. But the one thing that makes it a little less convincing to me is that Katniss is yeah, I can't eat it raw in case it has this rabbit fever, tularemia. But also, if you are a hunter and you are processing a rabbit that is carrying this disease and you get some of the
Oh.
blood in a cut or a scrape or something like that, it will also infect you. It's one of those diseases. So you don't have to consume it in order to get it. You can just get it by getting it in your bloodstream. And Katniss surely has a cut on her hand somewhere
Surely.
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so she
So-
would be at risk even without eating it, just even touching the rabbit.
Yeah, just processing it down the way she did, cleaning and gutting it.
Yeah.
If this rabbit had tularemia, now she is at risk of having it also.
Yeah.
It has or it can have an incubation period of more than a couple weeks. So maybe she'd be okay for the duration of the games, but it can also come faster. So it just sounds like a really unpleasant one. It's not very common in Canada, which is great.
That's good. I don't
Good
like
to
it.
know.
I did learn that tularemia is one of the first diseases that people have ever used as a biological weapon. So-
Wow.
That's great.
Where,
I guess it's
where?
particularly
Why?
transmissible.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's a particularly transmissible illness, and it is likely to make you quite sick, but not likely to kill you. So if you accidentally infect civilians as well,
right.
they're not going to die,
Right.
probably.
Yeah. Cool.
So, yeah. Katniss doesn't want rabbit fever.
I mean, fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay far away from wild rabbits now.
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
know
I
any
mean,
of this.
anything can have it, apparently. It can be carried by, ticks and flies and stuff as well, but we don't
Fucking
have it
tips.
much in Canada.
Yeah.
It's considered very rare, but
Great. I love this is why winter is good. Things
it
don't
kills the-
survive. Yeah.
yeah. I guess.
Wow. I'm learning so much today.
Let me bring that train to a halt because I also
okay.
tried to figure out what kind of berries Katniss finds.
Mm-hmm.
She finds some berries that look like blueberries, but they have like blood red interiors, and she's like, I don't recognize this. And I'm a survivalist, so I know that if you don't recognize a berry, you shouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Smart thinking. And I don't think these are the same berries that will become iconic
Relevant?
later in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe I should see if I can figure out what kind of berry this is. It has like a bluish skin. It looks like a blueberry, so it's probably about the same size and shape, but it has like a distinctive red interior. I spent like an hour Googling
Yeah.
different berries, and I can't figure out what it is.
Wow.
But yeah, I did find that like Appalachia and like the eastern side of North America in general does seem to have quite a high berry diversity. So the fact that Katniss doesn't recognize these berries could suggest that maybe they're outside of her native biome, or the theory I lean more towards is that these are like a capital
created
mutt of some kind. Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, it's not like the plant doesn't look like a... Right, like, she's confused up until... Like, so it means that it, like, grows in the same way. Like, it's probably the same size. Like, the plant looks pretty similar, which is, like, probably not that common, right?
I think a lot of berries grow on, like, bushes, you know?
Yeah, but I don't think they grow in, like, the same, like, clustering way necessarily. Like, also, I feel like blueberry bushes are pretty distinct, right? Maybe I just live
Are
in a
they?
province with a lot of them.
I don't know. I
I
couldn't
don't
tell
know.
you a poisonous
Yeah.
berry from a blueberry if you asked
Yeah,
me in
that's
the
fair.
woods.
Okay, that's fair. Blueberries look like blueberries, you know?
Yeah.
Do
Well,
wild
so do these things.
blueberries look like grocery store blueberries?
These snozberries look
They're
like
smaller.
snozberries. Okay.
I am not a forager. We've already been over this. If the
Yeah,
grocery
that's
stores
fair.
go, I'm done for.
I'm done for. If you have to kill a turtle out in the ocean to drink his blood, you're done for. It
Like,
could be a poisonous turtle.
yeah. I've
Yeah,
lived
for
too
sure.
privileged of a life. I'm sorry.
I need my berries in containers. Labeled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come in a plastic clamshell, it's not for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Couldn't tell ya.
Yep.
I would be even
I'm an
hesitant
indoor
over wild
cat.
strawberries. I'd be like, favorite fruit. I eat these all the time. Are you really a strawberry? Are you a poisonous strawberry that's
are you
evolved to
real?
confuse me and then also poison me because you look like your twin? Yeah? No?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just not gonna eat you. Then I die.
I don't trust it unless it's got a label on it.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm in the middle where I will sometimes eat blueberries and raspberries that I come upon in nature, but I'm always a little nervous
Yeah.
that it's not a blueberry or a raspberry.
Yeah. I eat blueberries
fine.
here, but it's after either someone has been like, there are blueberries on this trail, or someone has been like, those are blueberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, so Katniss doesn't eat these.
Good.
Foreshadowing, probably.
Great. Foreshadowing properly. Properly? I was reading
Properly?
the chapter while saying that. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm glad you tried. Maybe we can identify them later if they show up again.
If they show up again. I also
Probably
tried
won't.
Googling about them to see if someone
Yeah.
had identified them, and it seems like nobody cares about these berries because they're different from the other berries.
Oh, weird. What other berries?
Yep.
We don't know yet.
I don't know.
I actually thought
there
these
might
were
be
the
some
same
other
ones, but they are different, eh? Okay.
Yeah. Well, because I
Wow.
was like, Katniss knows what the other ones are, I think.
Yeah, that's also what my thought was. But then I was like, but then why would we even bring up these berries if they're not the same ones as later? But yeah, I guess they could
Yeah,
just be.
it's just foreshadowing, maybe.
Yeah.
It would be very funny if these are like not poisonous. She's like making a big deal about it. And everyone on TV is like, those are fucking delicio berries. Like, what?
Yeah.
She doesn't even know.
This stupid District 12 girl doesn't know what
Yeah.
a delicious berry TM is.
Yeah, they're a hybrid of blueberries and strawberries, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
The red center, it's delicious goo.
Delicious goo. It's strawberry jam.
It actually heals you. Those are healing berry TM.
Yes.
Yeah, and then she also reminisces about how much Haymitch hates her.
Yeah.
She's really just delirium time, you know?
Yeah, she's having a good time.
She's
I
dying of
do
dehydration.
I do think it's like noteworthy that as like insane as it does kind of come across, Katniss is completely on the same wavelength as Haymitch.
Yeah.
Even though that like they didn't plan this, they didn't talk about this before. But I guess because they're both like, I don't know, wily and suspicious.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, what is this guy possibly doing? She's like, aha.
He's not sending me water because there's water nearby. Which, like,
Mhm.
they could very well have talked about. Like, if Haymitch would be like, okay, if you ask for something and you don't get it, there's a chance that there's one nearby.
Yeah. But they didn't. Surely we would know if they had, because we're in Katniss's POV.
Right, but he didn't, right? It's like how he didn't. Yes, exactly. Like, they could very easily have had this conversation, but clearly they didn't.
Yes, exactly.
Which I just think is fun because it, like, does show that Katniss, like, really gets Haymitch and he kind of gets her as much as they hate each other.
Yeah, they're very similar people, which is probably why they hate each other so much.
Like, Haymitch is like, I would rather let you die than waste one of your sponsor gifts on fucking water. You can find water, like, you dumbass.
If you're so stupid you can't figure this out, then you didn't deserve it anyway.
You've literally been walking towards water for a day and a half, and you can't figure it out at the home stretch.
Yep. But anyway, this is important to note that Katniss and Haymitch have somehow, without discussing it, figured out that there's like a coded language to be had around the gifting of sponsor items.
Yeah, I guess if they had talked about it and like the Capitol knew about that, they'd probably try and fuck her over. Because like you're probably not supposed to like. True. That's probably cheating to have a secret code with your with your guy. What are they called?
Mentor.
Yeah. With your guy.
With your guy,
With your
yeah.
guy?
With your guy. You and your guy.
Yeah, you and your guy. Yeah. Wow, you know what Katniss could eat?
What?
It's the water lilies on this pond.
Oh, yeah? Tell me about it.
So anyway, she does find water.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she this. It's my favorite quote. I love mud.
Yeah, I knew it.
You would like that.
Mud. It is mud. Wow, Katniss, so relatable. I actually didn't look up if these pond lilies are in Appalachia, but I assume they are because there is a yellow pond lily. That's just what it's called. It's just called the yellow pond lily. So pretty. She's right on the nose with what they are.
Yeah, she got it.
Yeah, and she is correct that you can eat the roots. They have thick rootstocks, but I mean, you gotta cook them. Boil them or roast them or stick them in a stew, I guess.
Stick them in a stew, yeah.
Sam would like these because the heated seeds swell like poor quality popcorn, making a crunchy snack. So out in the wilderness,
popcorn though,
you could make mediocre popcorn, assuming you don't come across corn for real.
You don't come across a movie theater popcorn machine.
Yeah.
What, you're telling me in the middle of the forest, the Hunger Games, I can't order a $30 ginormous bag of movie theater popcorn from Cineplex from Uber Eats?
Sponsor, give me movie theater popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a sponsor. Like, they could maybe get it for you.
Yeah, if you get an 11 in training, they'll send you movie theater
They'll send you popcorn.
Wow, my brain was like, wow, you guys were, you were like being like, Cineplex, sponsor us.
Cineplex, sponsor us.
Both are correct.
Yeah, please do. There's a new Hunger Games movie coming out next year. We could do some promo.
Yeah,
I will
send us an email.
Uber Eats
we'll try to remember
bag of movie theater popcorn for you.
Oh, I want some popcorn now, real bad.
That's my survival instinct, guys. That's what I bring
Uber
to the
Eats.
function.
Yeah, I want yellow pond lily popcorn. So there.
I would try pond lily popcorn.
Yeah, it could be fun, right?
It could be fun. You know, like Jiffy Pop over survival campfire.
Yeah.
Through the apocalypse.
Maybe you just have to find the right toppings and then it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, if it's crunchy and you put salt on it, like, it's probably
It's
good.
probably good.
Probably.
know?
Pour some rabbit blood on it.
Well, oh, but she
well.
has some grease from the rabbit. She could, like, pop it in the
Oh
rabbit grease.
man, that's gotta be
Pretty
good,
good.
right?
I bet it's good.
If it's good. That's all I really had to say is that I agree. Katniss could eat that. Confirmed. She's right.
Confirmed.
She's right when she says she could eat that tomorrow. Except she can't because there's a wall of fire.
Yeah, I mean, at least that'll cook the roots for her then, if
Popcorn.
you need to cook them.
It'll make the popcorn for
and-
her.
Forest popcorn!
Forest
Wow.
popcorn. Yummy.
Oh my
Just
God.
jump in the pond until it's
Just jump in the pond.
through.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been able to stop thinking about if I was in the Hunger Games and my sponsor sending me movie theater.
Yeah, and how happy you'd be. You'd be like, I can die now.
I'd be like, all right,
Like, that's
take
all I
me
needed.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so...
Yeah.
It turns out, like, there are options of the person you will be when you, like, hit your 30s and you're a real adult, you know?
Yeah.
And it seems like most of us are just kind of the, like, slightly pathetic ones.
You get excited about movie theater popcorn.
It's like, just drop, like, I don't want to be left in the woods. Just give me some popcorn and let me die.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm too tired to survive.
I can't
This
be
is the
bothered.
real reason they make protagonists like 16.
Yeah.
I read this somewhere. Like, actually, though, it's
Like,
why
actually.
you don't read about, like, 30-year-olds saving the world because, like, we're too fucking done with it. We don't care. Burn
You're
it all to
too
the ground.
tired. Yeah, you're like somebody else. This
Which
is somebody
like,
else's
so
problem.
true. Because
Yeah.
I think back to, like, young, early 20s me, and
Yeah.
I had so much vigor.
Yeah. Idealism.
Oh. Yeah,
Energy.
so much. I thought I was gonna change the world, and now I'm just like, leave me alone. I'm gonna cuddle with
Gimme-
my dog all day,
And give
I
me some
don't
movie
wanna read
theater
the
popcorn.
news.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
actually caved and ordered the giant bag of movie theater popcorn off Uber Eats, but
But you could.
I'm close.
Tonight might be the day.
Tonight
if we
might
keep
be the
talking about it,
day, yeah.
honestly.
No, we're losing an hour of sleep tonight. I'm going right to bed after
Yeah,
this.
that's fair.
Oh, yeah. Ugh,
But
that's so
anyway.
annoying.
Wow, speaking of going to bed, should we
Okay.
guess what happens next?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh god. Okay, chapter 13. My first impulse is to scramble from the tree, but I'm belted in.
Yeah.
Katniss dies in the wildfire.
Well, I mean, we know she doesn't because she's unfortunately the
She's
whole
the
trilogy
girl on
first
fire.
person, and there's 3 books, but you
She
know.
is the girl on fire.
Because she catches fire.
Yeah.
That's what the second book is about.
Yeah, catching fire is actually
Catching
literally
fire
just
is
about
about
Katniss
how she caught
being on fire.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, she does get burned pretty bad.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, which is not ideal
No.
Because she's
for
trapped?
her. Well, I think because they shoot fireballs at her.
Oh.
Actually.
Yeah, actually.
Why?
I don't really know. Like, maybe this is just me being annoying, but I'm like, if you're having this like death match, why are you adding all of these unnecessary variables like throwing fireballs at your tributes?
Yeah.
I think
Like-
in the movie, it's because I think it's like kind of implied that she's been like on her own, just like surviving in the woods for like a week.
Oh.
And so
Yeah,
they're
in the
like-
movie she's too far away.
Yeah,
But
and they
trying to
have to like
corral
bring-
her in.
Yeah, and so I think it's just like some sort of manipulation like that where they're like, I think this one, it hasn't been that long, so yeah, it doesn't super make sense, but I mean, I can only assume it's similar to the movie where they're trying,
Yeah.
but we just don't know because it's being told from Katniss's point of
Yeah.
view.
Yeah.
So it's probably the same reasoning as the movie, is that she's just like gone way off the rails and they need to corral her back. And
Yeah, and I think in the movie as well, they direct the fire to like force her into the path of
yeah.
other tributes. Because also we haven't mentioned it in this chapter. The girl who got stabbed is the only, like the girl PETA kills is the only one who dies over the course of 2 days.
Yeah.
Which is probably not exciting enough.
Yeah.
So
I guess it makes sense because they probably saw her like hide up a tree, avoid people, and then like she probably went off in a different direction than anyone else towards water. That's why. And like it's probably like all the paths are diverging, they can see. And so they're like, well, she's just going to go back up a tree like she has done. And now she has food and water in the tree. So she literally doesn't have to get down tomorrow if she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Like, she's not very exciting, for sure.
And they were like,
Which,
that bitch.
Yeah. I don't feel like that's a fair reason to do this, but I also don't think the Hunger Games are fair either. So
in the very fair game of Hunger Games.
The very fair Hunger Games.
Yeah.
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 So
at
no,
some
it's
point,
not. We just said that.
Yeah. Is she going to meet up with Rue in the next chapter?
No. Something else has to happen first.
She probably kills someone in the next chapter, right? She's got to get into a fight.
Yeah. She gets... I'm pretty sure she's going to, like, get... by the fire, get steered into the path of the careers.
Oh.
And then have to, like, deal with that encounter before she meets Rue.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering things correctly. Which, maybe I'm not.
No, I think you're right. I think the order of things is the same as the movie, which is, there's a confrontation. She, like, barely survives it, and then Rue
like, helps her survive.
Yeah, Rue helps her survive the situation, I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
That's what I remember also, so hopefully we are correct together.
Yes.
So at least the confrontation happens in the next chapter, probably.
I would guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I predict.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're doing here. I'm making a prediction.
Wow. I predicted also.
Okay. Great.
Great. Wow. Fantastic. Guesses by us, for sure. Let's talk about what else we're reading. I told Sam this off microphone, which is a crime, I think.
Wow.
Us talking outside of the podcast. But I finished the Tamora Pierce book I was reading last night, and then after I finished it, realized I had finished all of her books, and I was like, oh God, what have I done? What do I do now? So I read, I think since the last recording, that means I read Trickster's Choice and Trickster's Queen, which is the duology series. And so I read those, and they're very good. She does have other books, but I read a couple of them and I didn't like them. So all the series that I want to read are done, basically.
Wow. Okay.
Which was very sad. But then I picked up, instead of any of the books I'm supposed to read,
oh my God,
I picked up a book that came out like 2 weeks ago that I bought at Chapters immediately, which is by a Toronto author, I believe. Or maybe just a Canadian. I don't actually know if they live in Toronto. But their name is Greer Stothers. They have 2 weird-looking cats and they're on Tumblr, and they were on Twitter. Anyway, The book is called, apparently, Sir Cameron Needs to Die. And I'm like halfway through, and it is so ridiculous, and it's such a fun time. It's about a knight who gets a prophecy that he needs to die in order for the evil mad sorcerer to be defeated. And so he immediately switches sides to the mad sorcerer because he doesn't want to die. And it's a good book.
That.
Yeah, it's a good
That's
book.
funny.
Yeah, I think it's technically a romance novel. I'm getting big. What was the book that was my favorite book last year? What was it called?
Oh my god.
The pirate one.
Oh, Running Close to the Wind.
Running Close to the Wind. I'm getting Running Close to the Wind energy from it. It's very fun so far. I will make my final determination when I actually finish it.
Yeah, let us know, because now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, and that's what I'm reading. That's it. What about you guys?
Well, now my question is, though, do you think I would like it?
I have to finish it first.
On list.
Yeah.
But, like, okay. From what you've read so far, do you think it's, like...
It's very silly.
Or is it too silly? Yeah,
It might be a little too silly for you.
No, this is the information I needed.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
The world building is very interesting, though. But yeah, a silliness on par with Running Close to the Wind.
I mean, I like silly. I just,
Yeah. I'll let you know when I finish it if you'd like it. But yeah,
Cool. Okay,
that's
I guess
it.
it's my turn.
Yeah.
I since our last recording of 4 days ago, I started and DNF'd a book because I just couldn't.
Whoa.
Wow.
Which was Amid Clouds and Bones. I listened to I think like 9% of it, and I was like, I no.
Great.
I was like, I'm like really burnt out on this romanticy garbage.
Yeah.
So I
W-
just no.
You
I
were like,
can't.
no thanks.
I need real yearning back. For the
Yeah.
love of God. I don't just need to dry characters fucking bickering at each other. Like,
Yeah.
please create a character that has a personality. Thank
Yeah.
you. And that
Sincerely,
personality isn't
Sam.
just like, oh, I hate you, but you're so sexy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's not a personality.
I'm
Nope.
so tired. But
uh,
on lighter topics.
yeah.
I don't remember I mentioned this last week. I feel like I should have, or last recording. I'm reading Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think I did. And I'm still reading it. And I started reading How to Kill a Witch, the Patriarchy's Guide to Silencing Women. So that's fun.
Dang.
And the
Yeah, I
author,
Fun.
bet.
Yeah.
the author's Scottish, and it's just like, oh, and she reads the audiobook herself, and it's just, oh, it's lovely. Oh, and I finished Us Deadly Few by Alexis Patton, which was good. This is a good series. This is doing like a romantic subplot right. I'm on board.
Great.
Anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
They still exist. Some of them.
They're just like really hard to find
Yeah.
amongst all of
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean because like people are enjoying it. It is what it is, but there's just so much mediocre stuff getting published these days, and it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
hard to find like
It's so frustrating.
yeah, and it's like I get it. People want like a lot of people love the insta love, the instant
Yeah.
connections, and like and I've gone on record saying this many times. I'm not like I don't read the book for the smut. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to
Yeah.
read like chapter after chapter of smut, and I don't want to read about just like two characters like bickering and then fucking 2 chapters later. Like
Yeah.
I want a throne of glass where like they don't even like kiss until book 5.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
please
Please.
give me this. Like
They
but
don't
I
even
just
know
it
each
doesn't
other
exist.
exists until book 3.
Yeah. Well, and that there were like 3 love interests in that story, so
Yeah.
like I don't know. Anyways, it's a long rant. I'm having a hard time finding books that are to hit. Nothing's
Yep.
really hitting.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it, Hannah.
Wow, what a helpful segue.
You're
I
welcome.
immediately, like maybe 5 minutes before we started recording, I finished our March book club book. The second oh wait, is it Life or Death? Shit, I forgot the title. The second Death of Locke.
Yeah.
And it unfortunately is kind of personality light romantasy stuff.
Ugh.
So you might
Seriously?
you might not like it, Sam. I mean,
The
maybe you will.
reviews made me indicated otherwise. There's supposed to be angst. Ah!
Like
People
barely.
can't be trusted.
Oh my god, I actually had such high hopes for this.
Like it's not bad. It's just kind of bland, you know?
Wow.
I did one
Um,
other review I did see from someone I like did say that, which made me a little nervous. But again, I was like, oh, now it's 2 people. Damn it.
Yeah, like it's not bad, but I'm fine that it's now over, you know?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yay.
Yep.
Great.
Sorry.
So here we are.
We're doing great.
Yeah, so I just finished that. I haven't started anything new. And then in Eyeball Books, I'm still working on The Rise of Darth Vader. So nothing new to report there. And then how do I spell your name, sir? And then in April, This one has a lot of good ratings. Maybe it will hit different. We're reading Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. So
Wow.
hopefully that is good.
Yep.
We'll find out.
It's gotta be. So many people like it, right?
Everybody likes it. It has a 4.48 on Goodreads. Like, that's pretty good. Okay, great.
I'm just,
Great.
yeah.
Great.
I believe.
Okay. We're doing fine. If you
Yep.
liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, please consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We are at Midlight Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. And all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And every millennial girl is a child wanting to be a marine biologist. Water is my top priority now.
It's true.
We've all been there.
But, like,
Right?
why
Yeah.
was this a thing? Why did we all want to be marine biologists?
Well, mine was Free Willy. I don't know what happened to you guys.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. I just, like, really like dolphin sculptures.
Oh, yeah.
Dolphin sculptures specifically.
No, because that's also part of the joke that, like, everyone, like, when we were kids would get, like,
Yeah, I had those.
dolphin sculptures from vacation. And I remember distinctly I had one from when I went to Spain when I was, like, 6. And I had, like, it was, like, this dolphin sculpture and then the dolphin posters. Like, everyone just... Why was
Yeah.
this a shared thing between millennial children?
The worst was that my mom told me when I was like 8 that I was going to be a marine biologist. And I was like, no, I'm not. You don't know me.